Gets me every time.
Good morning. My name is Catherine Smith. Can you tell me your name, please?
Jake Paul. You can call me Jake.
Thank you. Can I see your identification?
Here you go.
Now let's talk about your family. How big is your family?
I would say my family is pretty big. It consists of 5 members: my mum, my father, my brother, and my sister.
How often do you spend time together?
We don't spend a lot of time together because we work different jobs and we are in different countries now. So yes, I think in the past we would have spent a lot of time, but now that's not possible.
What do you enjoy doing as a family?
It's like any typical family. We usually would watch TV, some Netflix, play some board games. My mom likes cooking and I like helping out in the kitchen. So everyone tries to join in and, and cook some good food.
How do you keep in touch with members of your family?
Oh, well, there are a lot of ways how a person can keep in touch with their family. I personally use Skype. It is a free mobile application that you can use to call a person in another country. I also use text messages. I use the phone. So it depends on what sort of situation I'm in and how best I can reach my mum. I also keep in touch with my mum and my brothers and sisters using social media, for example, like Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, a lot of ways.
Now you will have 1 minute to make notes and 2 minutes to talk about your topic. I want you to talk about something you bought that you are not happy with.
Something that I bought recently that I wasn't pleased with was an exercise bike that I bought off the Amazon website. I paid about, I would say, $200 for it. The whole delivery was pretty quick. But what I wasn't happy with was the quality of how they delivered. The delivery person, for example, just left it and outside my front door. The box looked damaged and I was pretty surprised, but I thought, okay, maybe they would have packaged the product well. So when I opened the box, there was no instruction manual, a lot of screws and bolts and tiny tools that you need to require to set the bike up were missing. So basically I couldn't actually use my bike. So I put it back into the box and I phoned Amazon's customer service team. The customer service team were very helpful. They advised me to put the bike back in the box and send it back to them, which I did. And I did that at the cost of my own expense. I felt pretty bad about the entire situation and also very frustrated with it because I'd spent a lot of time researching about the bike. It had very good reviews on the website. And when I finally got the product, I was pretty disappointed. Also, I'd taken a day off work so I could be at home to receive the delivery, and that time was now wasted. I was also looking forward to, actually doing some exercising. Obviously, that was also not possible. And on top of that, I had to spend time talking to Amazon's customer service team to get my money back.
I think it would have been better if I'd actually just gone into a brick and mortar store and bought it from a real person.
Thank you. Would you buy other things from the same shop or place?
I would buy things from Amazon again because I guess this was only one poor experience I had compared to many other much nicer experiences with them. So yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Now in this part, I want to ask you some questions in general.
Sure.
Let's consider the kinds of products people buy in your country. Are there more goods available in shops now than in the past?
Yeah, absolutely. There are much more goods available now. I can give you a quick example. Take orange juice, for instance. If you go into a supermarket now, you can see 4 or 5 different varieties of orange juice. There's pulp, there's without pulp, there's sweetened, there's unsweetened, there's orange juice with vitamins infused in them. And, the reason for this is because people are more picky about the things they want. People have much more cash to spend. And it's basically a consumerism culture.
Do people generally prefer to buy products from their own or from other countries?
I don't really mind if I buy products from other countries or from any other country, to be honest. All I look for is quality, and if it's reasonably priced, and if it's useful for me. So these are the 3 things I think about when I buy a product, and it has nothing to do with the actual country of manufacture.
What kinds of products are most affected by fashions from other countries?
Previously, it used to be clothes that are affected by fashion, but now I think it's moved on to the electronic world. So you have the likes of mobile phones and computers that are affected by fashion. For example, having the latest iPhone and the latest camera are all examples of products that are affected by fashion.
Will overseas trends and fashions have more or less impact on what people buy in the future?
We are in an era of globalization where everything that we do is interconnected. I think it's safe to say some countries are better than others at introducing new trends. For example, there is a huge manufacturing industry for cosmetics for men. And you could probably say, and it's safe to say, that its cosmetics were mostly for women. But now South Korea leads the world in cosmetic trends. So yes, in future, if a South Korean company were to introduce new products, then I think people would buy them.
Now let's think about protecting consumers. What kind of techniques do advertisers use to persuade people to buy more?
Now advertisers use reviews. For example, if you go to the Amazon website and you look at a certain product, they are able to give you good reviews and bad reviews about the product. Now, I'm not too sure if those reviews are actually true or false, but people looking to buy that product make their decision based on those reviews. Another technique would be using common billboards and ads on radio, television, and on social media to let people know about their product. I'm not sure if it is as effective as it was in the past, but yeah, I guess, some things stay the same.
Who should be responsible for the quality of products? Producers, shops, or consumers?
I think everyone has a little bit of responsibility for the quality of products. The producer is the main person there. They're actually producing the product. They need to make sure they use the right materials and they're able to give a safe product to the people. The shops need to take responsibility that they are selling a product that a producer has manufactured. So they need to make sure that, where the product came from and what was used, because it is them who are selling the product to the customer. The customer is also responsible about the product, because if something is wrong with the product, or if it's defective, or they think it might not be safe for people to use, they should let the shop and the producer know about it. And if possible, if they can let other people know about the quality of product or if it needs to be changed. So people now can convey this information using social media.
I would say all three people are responsible for the quality of the product.
How could governments protect the rights of consumers?
The simplest way the government can protect the rights of consumers is to make stringent and strict laws. Laws that everyone can understand and everyone can follow. Then they should also set up a committee or an organization that enforces those rights to the consumer. So, for example, if a consumer had a complaint, they should be able to pick up the phone and phone a certain number and talk to a person about their experience. And this should be different from the organization or the company that's producing that product.
Thank you. That's the end of the speaking test.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Catherine Smith. Can you tell me your name, please? Thank you. Can I see your identification? Now let's talk about your family. How big is your family? How often do you spend time together? What do you enjoy doing as a family? How do you keep in touch with members of your family? Now you will have 1 minute to make notes and 2 minutes to talk about your topic. I want you to talk about something you bought that you are not happy with. Thank you. Would you buy other things from the same shop or place? Now, in this part, I want to ask you some questions in general. Let's consider the kinds of products people buy in your country. Are there more goods available in shops now than in the past? Do people generally prefer to buy products from their own or from other countries? What kinds of products are most affected by fashions from other countries? Will overseas trends and fashions have more or less impact on what people buy in the future? Now let's think about protecting consumers. What kind of techniques do advertisers use to persuade people to buy more? Who should be responsible for the quality of products? Producers, shops, or consumers? How could governments protect the rights of consumers? Thank you. That's the end of the speaking test.